That would be it.
Yeah, that flows right into the other area. We have kind of a normal operating structure that, as we just talked about, that would allow us to where if somebody's gone luck in one area, the other area could close the barrier long enough for that to be dealt with or not to be replicated. But at the same time, it seems to me that something I haven't seen yet in the mesh community is a discussion about what do we do when there truly is an emergency. I would like to see an environment eventually where a duly authorized EC would be able to come in and shift the network into an emergency mode, which would open things up and then be able to close it when the emergency period is closed. That doesn't exist today, based on my research.
Although emergency might be when you want more closed sometimes.
Yeah.
The other thing is there's PGP web of trust, where you could essentially have, if any ham signs or any two hams sign your key, then you are recognized as a ham.
Right. So I think there are lots of options for this kind of access. I'm definitely thinking in the same terms. I want the network to run one way when things are good, when we need it.
The term firmware was bandied about earlier too, and there are 2 or 3 different firmware packages. The vendors, the Northwest operation, the Austin operation, all have separate firmware loaders that go into these devices, and they all complement each other and work together up to a certain point. But there's some huge differences in terms of what the end user would have to deal with. I've been dealing, like you, for 35 years with this stuff, and I don't find the ubiquity stuff really frightening, but I got to tell you, it's pretty damn complicated for somebody who's just starting out, and something like the Austin mode would make that a lot easier.
And the microchip stuff is even worse.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to be throwing commercial configuration stuff out. Not that I certainly would want to limit somebody's ability to tinker if they want to, but rather because if you screw something up, it can make a mess for everybody.
So, I'm going to take just Andrew, and then I'm going to turn it over to Bill and let him do his bit.
From an end user standpoint, what kind of data or information are we looking at when the end user receives it on their computer screen or what have you? What kind of information are we looking at transmitting over this network that I'm assuming we're going to have some kind of rules and regulations of this is to be transmitted over this mesh network, an ICS form 213 or whatever. I'm just wondering what kind of information when us, as the end user, looks at it, what we're going to be seeing.
So I think there are 3, I would answer that question in 3 different ways. The answer from a technical standpoint is that this is an IP network. It can carry any kind of traffic that an IP network can carry. So an enterprise network, the internet, anything you could run over that kind of network, you would be able to run over this kind of network. From a public service emergency response perspective, I would say that the network is in emergency mode. We would be using a fixed set of services, a predefined set of services that we agreed upon for areas, for passing messages, for streaming video, for doing whatever we need to do for areas. On a day-to-day basis, I think the network ought to be open, and it ought to be up to you. If it fits in Part 97 rules, then you ought to be able to do it. If you want to experiment with new protocols, if you want to experiment with video, whatever you want to play with, I would be open to as long as you believe it's legal for you with your privileges and anybody. This is high enough frequency that a technician can do everything we're talking about here. As long as you believe it fits under Part 97 and you're willing to put your call sign on it. What's that?
You said keyboard to keyboard kind of thing,
sure.
Or some monitor to monitor, or whatever.
Yes.
Plain old talk.
Anything you can do over the internet. So I've got
you can run Skype.
You've tinkered with the open fire server that I have up and running. Basically, it's like Skype, right? You can do chat, you can do audio conference, you can do video conference, or I've got a file sharing service up, that's a little bit like Dropbox, not quite as nice as Dropbox, but the same idea. You know, it's a suite of stuff that I'm building for EmComm purposes, but there are a ton of other things you can do in a network like this. In the long run, we probably have a web server on this network for various purposes. I need to figure out how to stream high definition video. I haven't gotten to that one yet, but I think I'm going to. Okay, we'll have discussion time after Bill has been patiently waiting and kindly agreed to talk about the tech and that the Green County folks are going to. You have a presentation, Bill?
I suggest
You're going to plug in your computer?
we take a break. We take a little stretch.
Oh, yeah, break. By the way.
For the head. Well, maybe, yeah.
Good job.